Let's welcome back the Powerhouse panel, Aaron Elmore, Nan Hayworth, and Chris Arps. Aaron, Dr. Jill Biden, who got an EED in education online at the University of Delaware, addressed the baby formula crisis yesterday. She says, Aaron, that food is love. Listen.
I've always said that food is love, but food is life too. And I've been heartbroken to hear the stories of parents searching for formula. As a mom and a nana, it's impossible to hear the stories of children suffering and not imagine your own children in the same position.
Aaron, what is she talking about?
Between her, Kamala, and Joe, it's hard to understand and ascertain anything that they are saying. But this suffering is at the hands of her husband. They closed that Abbott lab in February and did not reopen it, and very well could have. When the United States of America has to show on the news helicopters and airplanes bringing in formula, we are the greatest nation in the world, yet we have to go to Europe for formula. This shows you that America is sadly on a hegemonic decline unless we make massive changes and make them quickly. By the way, I was lucky enough to be able to get my son's formula when he was a baby from Germany because I saw that the American formula truly was subpar, and I found a way to import it. And I'm very, very, very lucky. But a lot of parents don't have that ability, and now they have nothing. And our formula here in America also, that this should be a moment to try to reform what we're having, because the formula here is all made basically by a few companies with various products that aren't the most top notch. So honestly, this should be a moment where some conservative people in office reform what is in our formula, loosen the laws so you can get formula from any country across the world, and realize that these labs shouldn't have been closed, that Abbott shouldn't have been closed. We need to make sure that our children have formula. We need to make sure that we have low price gasoline, and we need to make sure that we make major changes. And whether that's through an election process or otherwise, these politicians' feet should be held to the fire. And Dr. Jill, your speech was terrible, sad, pathetic, and you should have a little more responsibility. And God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. A little under the weather today, but doing just fine. I wanted to be here with everything going on. Chris, your take on that. Food is love. I don't understand why the administration doesn't just say, whether it's Joe Biden or whether it's the Health and Human Services Secretary, somebody get in front of a microphone and say, we understand you've been dealing with this for 4 months. We are going to solve this crisis now. Instead of food is love, like she's Robert Frost up there reading poetry. Nobody cares. None of the parents out there care, Chris. Your take.
Yeah, I was going to say food is love. Sounds like she's getting her talking points from Kamala Harris. Look, Operation Fly Baby Formula is a Band-Aid, just like opening the strategic reserve to create more gasoline. 70,000 pounds of baby formula. The press secretary said that equals 500,000 baby bottles. You know, it's been about 30 years since I've had a child, but I remember infants and young children eat 5 or 6 times a day. 500,000 bottles is not going to go very far in a country of 300 million.
Great point. Nan, just a quick final thought.
Yes, Chris is exactly right. She sounded just like Kamala, and this is useless talk. Her husband is incompetent. His administration is incompetent. What they did is unforgivable, and the most immediate action we can take, America, is to go to the polls in November.
All right. Good thought, Nan. Panel, we'll pick this back up top of the hour. Beto O'Rourke, Robert Francis O'Rourke, that's his real name. He's running for governor in the state of Texas, and yesterday he crashed a press conference at the worst time possible. We'll get into that in just a little bit, panel. We'll see you soon.